What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of With the Boys podcast. Come and hang out with the boys. Today we have two amazing guests. One returning, Mr. Levi Quesada, host of the What's Next podcast.
Thank
And
you,
we
Tony.
have our guest right here, Rav, the mysterious Rav. He's gonna tell us all the secrets the United States government is not telling us.
He's
bro.
gonna break the internet tonight.
He's gonna break the fucking internet tonight, motherfucker. And today we have our co-host Gian LaChance right here. He's our co-host. And how you doing, Gian?
Doing great. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm so happy to have these guys here as our guest today. Well, this guy, he's like my second brother here.
Well, you know.
Yeah, we're always fucking around.
Yeah, I'm just your assistant.
You guys have like a real good energy going between each other. I enjoy it.
You do?
too?
Wow, thank you.
Nice, thank you.
We do. We fuck around. We mess around with each other, but we love each other.
I mean, I have to admit, I was a little disappointed when you're like, "Oh, I don't say anything racist."
Don't say anything racist. Sure, okay.
I was just fucking with
Hey,
this
we're
guy.
okay because you got Hispanic, so you can say anything you want.
No, I can't. You guys
you can't. No, you're right.
What was that? What was that saying? Bye.
That's you saying bye.
Oh yeah, okay. Cool, man. Well, guys, so let's get to it. So we usually go talk business and talk all that shit, but today is different. Today we're just the boys hanging out, talking shit.
How boring is business to talk
Yeah,
about on a Friday?
business
We
on
talk
a
about that
Friday.
all week. And, like, dude, if somebody can only talk about business, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? We got to talk. You have to have more layers to your personality,
Right.
Of course.
There's got to be
What do
something
you-
else.
Yeah.
It has to be.
You know, what I like about the boys podcast is unfiltered.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, the What's Next is a great podcast. I love doing it, but it's kind of like business orientated, right? Mm-hmm. Plug into the What's Next podcast. Go check it out.
Oh, thank
you. Yeah, so it's good. It's an awesome podcast, and he's an amazing host.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Right?
that. I
Really
appreciate that,
right.
Tony.
He's-
Thank you.
Yeah, he's great. Well, I say great, but
I'm finding my stride. It's whatever.
He's aight. But yeah, that's more business orientated. This is more chill, homies talking. You know,
Of course.
You know?
So since we're like homies talking, I know you two pretty well, bro.
Yeah.
We just met. What's up?
Yeah. What's up, June?
How you doing? How you doing?
Good, dude. How do y'all know each other?
So we went to college together. We've been friends for about 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah, about 10 years.
Tony went to college.
That's what I was about to fucking say, dude. You set that up. I was all, wait a minute, we're gonna say this. Nice.
Thank you, guys.
I just-
Believe it or not, I did. I failed, but
Tony, were you cleaning the bathrooms in college, dude?
exactly.
Like, hey,
I went to college, cleaning the
clean
jar.
yeah.
You're fucking racist, bro.
dude, I know.
What are
You said
trying to
don't say anything racist.
Just
right
because I'm
before the jar.
Mexican? No, I should be.
Hey, Casada over here. It's okay. I can say it.
I'm just kidding here. Yeah.
But yeah, so we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
So Tony, before we both lived in San Bernardino, and then he moved to San Diego.
Yeah.
And then I live in Palm Springs. I work as a physical therapist.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, so that's
That's pretty much. Yeah, he's a man of small talk. You know, he's.
Cool. And you come down for this on Fridays and shit?
Yeah, I mean,
When girls let him.
when I can.
Yeah.
Today-
I feel that, bro.
Yeah, when I can. Tony's always inviting me, and I'm like, no. But I made it today.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel
Nice, dude.
I feel privileged to be in your presence, man. Good to meet you. That's awesome.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
A little
so much.
3-hour drive
Dude,
for us.
I literally text him this. Gian, I'm recording about like 3 to 4 podcasts on Friday. I need you there. Please, can you make it? And he's like, let me see, bro. And then next day he's like, yeah, I can make it. Yeah,
Yeah, how was the traffic coming down? Was it okay?
horrible.
It was all right. I mean, it kind of sucked. Like, Tony
Yeah.
was like, oh, get here earlier. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get here later. Traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got here early and Tony was fucking around. So it didn't matter anyway. So you were actually on time. Tony's fucking falling behind here.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, well, kind of my client kind of fall behind with their guests.
It
Yeah,
worked out.
It's
yeah.
okay.
yeah. I know.
Thank you.
It's
It was fun.
You have fun? What,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the client.
I had a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know you did, fucker.
That's why I'm in here now.
Yeah,
I'm hiding.
Staying out of
I'm
trouble.
hiding. Yeah,
Staying
dude,
out of trouble.
Hey, I was told at a young age, take yourself out of any situation that you feel is going to go the wrong
yeah.
way.
Amen. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with that, bro. I do the same thing.
You-
Well, now anymore because
Well,
I'm single now. But
yeah.
when I was in a committed relationship, I would just like
You remove
took
yourself.
myself from
Yeah,
the
you remove
situation.
yourself.
Because it's not safe. It's not
Yeah.
safe. Because I don't know. You know,
Sometimes you need good buddies to do it, but
Yeah.
like if you can, if you're coherent enough,
yeah,
fucking walk away.
You just leave,
Yeah.
run, skate.
Skate.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me that you guys like actively leave the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do. I have to. I like, I like being married.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but I'll stand in the fire, bro. Like there's no temptation. Like
That's
recoil-
good.
recoil
Oh, you
like
got-
a hot flame.
well, you
man.
have a stronger will than us because.
Well, you said you don't drink either.
I don't drink. I'm
Yeah,
7
there we go.
years sober.
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
congratulations.
Dude. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Can we get a clap to this guy? Is the second, the blue one, I think.
There you go. 7 years.
Just put the volume up. Sorry, guys. I'm having you
teaching.
assistant.
We're
Yeah, and I'm
teaching,
sharing.
I love
No,
it.
bro. The one on the little knob on the in the press the
But
blue.
s-
There you go.
There you go. 7 years sober.
Congratulations.
now
Okay. Yeah.
No, now wait.
in a past life,
Was it harder when you were drinking?
oh, I was off the rails.
100%.
I was
That's
off
what I'm
the
saying.
rails. Like,
When you have a few in you, it's you're
oh,
Yeah.
what do they call my discernment goes out the window. I'm making all sorts of mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, you have to remove yourself.
But here's the thing: is like when I was out there, when I was drinking and partying and stuff, like I was really, really good at being functional.
So
Like I encountered no consequences, not one.
yeah,
DUI, sir.
No DUIs, nothing like. I mean, some hangovers, some
Yeah.
Yeah.
some money spent at the bar I probably shouldn't have spent.
what's the hardest you've gone?
hardest?
Yeah, I want to know the hardest.
You want to know the hardest? Okay, so if you can be addicted to it, I've withdrawn from it.
Really?
Yes. I've done everything except crystal meth.
In your arm too?
Never in my arm.
Okay.
Never intravenously.
Yeah.
But smoked it.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Except for crystal.
Except for crystal.
Yeah.
Do you think
Well,
you can come back from crystal or no?
I mean, I would came back from anything. That's kind of how I got sober, is like this weird thing. Like I'd let myself get addicted. Like I knew I was developing a physical dependency on alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
but in a few weeks, when I'm done with this run, I'll just kick it and I'll be done. And I was like, so I'm obviously not an alcoholic or an addict because I can just
I was
get
gonna
off
say,
of it.
so you weren't really an addict.
Only an addict would think that it's reasonable to get addicted to something and then
true.
just kick it.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
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 So no, I was definitely an addict for sure.
What's your low though?
My low,
What was your low?
Yeah.
what got me to quit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, I had a divine intervention on me. I was staying at a buddy's house because I was in the middle of a breakup. I was staying at a buddy's house. I was taking pills like crazy at the time. And I had experienced my first set of opiate withdrawals. And I had them around all the time, so I'd never gone through that. And
Yeah.
like my plug couldn't hook me up one night, and I was like, oh fuck it, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I'll be fine, and I'll just go about my life tomorrow. Little did I know, you can't sleep, you're sweating, you wake, your stomach's going, like you're having these crazy nightmares. I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. So immediately I call my plug and I'm like, yo, I'll break bad, which means I will get some street drugs instead of some pharmaceutical level pills. And so I did, and within
Oh, like the show, Brick Bad.
yeah,
How the fuck do you get to know the lingo of everything?
the lingo, like
Yeah, I don't know that shit. Like you're just like I break bad.
He's a good boy.
Like,
No,
Just-
like
I am a good boy. Sorry.
you knew what you
I know
figured
the
it
show.
out.
I figured it out. I'm listening to it, but you're just like, fuck. What was it? What do you call your guy?
That's
plug.
street talk.
Your plug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the
that's
fuck is a plug?
That's normal, bro. That's
Yeah.
like street talk.
So that's
homie.
your dealer, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
your
yeah.
plug.
And so they didn't have any pills.
I don't fuck, dude, I'm learning shit.
your dealer, right?
I was like, all right, I'll break bad just to keep this. And so then like, yo, that shit's a different level, bro. Like popping a pill before you go into the office, that's like, oh shit. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But smoking heroin off a foil before you go right after you wake up so you don't have withdrawals, that's not fucking cool. And so I just like, I was at my buddy's house. I was going through the shit and I had this like moment, dude. I remember it. My mind raced through all these reasons why I was using. And then just something came over me. It was like, fuck that. You don't need any of that shit. Like you can do everything that you said that you credit to these drugs without them. Because when you're on opiates or whatever, you're happily satisfied.
Yeah.
I didn't go on opiates and do nothing. I went on opiates and would work 14 hours a day.
You were functioning.
Yeah.
You're very
drug addict.
Yeah. And it was like I didn't have any distractions because you're completely satiated in your moment. So I could do like grueling work for long periods of time.
So you were like the Wolf of Wall Street, kind of.
On a kind of.
Those guys got a little carried away like that. I mean, they couldn't function.
They can.
I mean, it fucked them up.
I hate to relate to that guy because I was not ripping people off. I always had
no. I mean, like the working aspect, like he was able to.
But they were
function.
partying. They were partying on those
You were
drugs.
working?
He was he was fucking
got
working.
it.
But I would work on those, and then I'd party on the weekend, and it was just like, oh,
It's like a
Wow.
never ending.
oh yeah,
That just sounds intense. Yeah.
It's intense.
it was intense. So I had this
Yeah.
moment.
You were never off of drugs
So-
at any point then.
There was a point where I was always on something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay. So keep going. How the epiphany to just like fuck?
So
that?
this voice in your head.
Yeah. Moment of clarity, divine intervention. It wasn't my voice.
Amen.
What? That's wait. I mean, it was
Man
a
upstairs.
voice.
Yeah. Something bigger than us.
Damn.
Yeah.
Are you
what
are you religious?
I hate to use the word religion with
I got you.
Believer?
everything that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely a believer.
A believer. Okay.
Of a higher being, of something out there that's
No, I'm crystal clear on who my relationship is with
really.
at this point, but it didn't start like that.
Okay.
It started as something bigger was working
You
and
can say-
moving in my life.
Interesting.
You can say
Yeah,
whatever.
really, yeah.
I don't say it because it turns off the whole people. It brings up all the judgment around it.
Makes
Got it.
sense.
Okay.
Now, like in a personal and one-on-one, like yeah,
You don't
I'll
go
tell you.
to a place to pray.
No,
is what I'm saying.
Well, in the Bible tells you specifically not to go to a place to pray, but to do it in private.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
100%.
personal
That's crazy.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I believe the
thank
same
you.
thing.
So
Genuine.
Roman Catholic, growing up,
Christian.
like, Christian, like just
And I believe the same, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't go to church, but I think I always find it, and I don't know, afraid. So like I always find it like, why do I have to go to this place?
why am I giving money? Why are you passing
Yeah.
a basket around?
And I was like reading the Bible, and I was like, but here says this.
yeah.
How does that make any sense, bro?
It's a profit organization, which is
Yeah.
which is sad. And you grow up and like all the shit that's gone on in the Catholic, churches and stuff. But
no, we're not shitting on people that go to those
No,
places.
hey, I have no
with all
judgment.
respect, it's just our opinion and
yeah,
what we believe in.
no.
Yeah.
And again, I went from 6 years old till 8th grade, and then once high school hit, my parents were like, "It's up to you." It wasn't still like
Yeah.
and I went a few times to like see the old teachers and stuff, and it just got to a point where I just didn't enjoy being in a place praying to someone that if they wanted me, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here. It's a relationship you have
It's a
with
personal relationship.
whatever you believe. It's a personal relationship. Like I should be able to pray in my home. I should be able to
Do you pray right now?
There's sometimes I pray. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I pray every day, bro.
Well,
day.
there's when you start having kids too, you definitely pray.
Yeah.
100%. You have kids?
I don't.
You're
but
the only one that doesn't have a kid here,
No, I
so
don't,
it's like
but,
you just you know how it
I
is.
get what you're
It's,
saying.
you definitely pray for yourself, and you pray for
Yeah.
It's yeah,
Speak to the mic, brother.
right.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And like if you like define church, someone define church.
Organized
Yeah.
religion.
It's people think of church as a building, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
An organization.
It's
Right.
yeah.
Church is when 2 or more believers are in congregation.
Right.
Congregation with each other.
Congregation. Yeah.
Because
That sounds
anybody
like Mike
can
Tyson.
read the Bible or whatever religion you are. But
Yeah.
yeah, you don't need a necessarily someone to read it to you.
Yeah, and that's where the trouble comes in is when you're putting giving authority to man
Yeah.
over you.
I agree with that.
An authority to a man who cannot have a relationship with another person as well.
Well, that's Catholic.
That's Catholic.
Yeah.
So when you're preaching to me like do this, do this, do this, and
Yeah.
you're like, you don't know that experience. You don't know that we have a fight because of this. So like,
he's giving
you've
you
never experienced it
he's giving you
before.
marriage advice, and he's never been
Yeah,
married.
well,
He's like,
Have
just
you
get
been-
along.
Yeah, like just love
be nice.
love each other.
have you been through a renovation with a woman? No, I mean, come on, no, it's just
Straight
Yeah.
into religion, huh?
Yeah,
Straight-
you see.
if we're going straight into religion, I'm definitely getting racist on you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What is that shit? What does that mean?
he knows because Tony's the most racist person. in
Tony
here.
is the most racist, but he's
How
not
am I
because
the more racist?
He's born and raised
No, he's
in
not.
TJ and immigrated here. He told me when I was coming, he was like, yeah, I know I told you to be here at 3:30, but it's Mexican time. He told me that.
He said that.
told me
I didn't
that.
say that. And then he
wasn't
calls
big.
me
He
racist.
gets offended
He
when you
calls me
say that.
racist.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
Loves
racist
calling me
motherfucker.
racist, but
Yeah.
he told me
Okay,
that.
okay. I talk shit up on my own. Okay.
Thank you. I'm
But
talking
not-
shit
but
about
not
my own.
about other people. Okay.
You know what's sad is
Fair,
I
fair.
am half Hispanic.
Yeah.
I do play both sides. I won't lie. I do.
Are you gay?
Shapeshifter.
No, not not that side. Not that side.
No, me too. Me too.
But I do.
Yeah.
Are you half?
I'm half Hispanic, half white.
Yeah. So you do okay. If you know, hey Rob, what's going on?
He's
dude?
Italian.
We're the
Yeah, Italian.
two white guys over here. I'm Italian Irish.
Yeah.
So like.
Oh,
It's like, oh, what are you saying about us over here? And then I'm like, fuck, Rob, what the fuck are you saying about Mexicans over here? You know,
Do you ever feel like you're not like white enough, but you're not Mexican enough either?
100%. Especially I don't speak Spanish. so
yeah,
I'm
same.
definitely-
Like-
I feel the same way.
Tony doesn't even acknowledge that I'm Mexican. Like, straight
no,
up.
yeah.
I'm half, but whatever.
Whatever.
He likes to only acknowledge it around Mexicans and then be like, oh, he speaks Spanish. I'm all, no, I don't, guy. Like, you're just making me.
Yeah. When he introduces me,
No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Levi. He speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
I'm Espanol.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah, Tony's like, oh, he's Italian. I'm like, yeah, I'm Italian Mexican, whatever. I speak Spanish.
Dude,
Tony,
yeah.
dude. Most racist guy in here. I don't know. Can we have a race war here between you two over here?
Bro, that's hilarious.
No, the thing. I mean, if we want to get down to like the core and foundation of it, like it's really it's called in the Bible. It's called foolish to consider your own genealogy and to consider the genealogy of others. And if you divide, if you consider how many people go into making you, right? So you have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents,
Yeah.
16 great-great-grandparents. That number keeps doubling. We go up. Now, like within a few generations, there's as many people going into creating you as there is the world population.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either we're inbred or we're all related.
Yeah.
Like just because you had family here and family
Yeah.
there at different points of time.
Yeah.
Like we're all
It's
of
silly,
one blood.
yeah. Because if you really talk to anyone, I've never met someone that's one thing. You know, it's everybody has
It's a
mixture.
mixing. It's
Yeah.
a mixing pot. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Tony, you got white in you, bro.
impossible.
You're so
Yeah,
white.
I
You
know.
You do.
Yeah.
You go down the ancestor tree.
I was
there.
just born in Mexico. That's all I'll say. I don't have an accent.
It's
All of
cultural.
us,
It's cultural.
I'm literally half Spaniard and half native, so
Yeah.
So what are you then, Rob? What do you got in you?
I don't know, bro. I don't believe any of that shit.
You don't know?
I like that.
You don't have any history?
Yeah.
Like, you go back.
So
you
I'm
know that.
Cunningham. People think Cunningham's Irish, but it's Scottish. I have
yeah.
my maternal name's Bergner, and that's German. And then
Wait, so yeah, you do
All
split
mixed,
that.
bro.
I go by Cunningham, but my legal name's Robert.
Yeah, burn. Yeah.
Well, we all mix. We're not just like Mexican. It's not a race. It's culture.
It's like Spaniard and Native and
Yeah.
everything else.
True.
Yeah, Mexican is a culture, not a race.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but
I can't say that.
But
I can't say it.
I'm gonna say, hey, the people from Spain do not like Mexicans.
Yeah,
They don't.
They're just jealous.
Because my buddy, who's Hispanic, his wife is from Spain, just is like, damn Mexicans. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, he just,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
okay. I don't.
It's just-
I'm not gonna say damn.
so when you
Spaniards.
say Spanish and,
Have
and
nothing
Mexican,
against-
though, they do.
It's all, yeah.
It's all kind of same, but it's not. Like,
they're just. I don't have nothing against Spaniards, but just we kick their ass technically. So that's they're kind of jealous. They kind of.
Is this like an
Mad about
American
that.
yeah, we're
English
talking
type of
soccer
thing?
now. I don't like soccer.
No, we kick their ass like we fucking beat
Oh,
them in
just
the war.
in wars. Okay.
Yeah, that's
We're
we
going
kicked
to
them out of the
wars.
continent,
Sweet.
bro.
Okay.
And we were the first
Can I
one
be
to
a
do
part of
it.
this podcast
Good for you.
anymore?
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, I didn't do shit. My ancestors did that. But I mean, I don't know. I have nothing against them. I have friends that are from Spain, but there's this like thing. There's like especially Mexicans more than other Latinos with Spain, and it's because Mexicans were kind of the first ones from the Latinos who got independent, like get their independence from Spain. So there's this kind of like culture fight. Sometimes when Mexicans go to Spain, they get like
Yeah.
they get discrimination. But I mean, when Spaniards came to Mexico, and I'm pretty sure they get like bullied sometimes. So yeah, it's just bullshit.
I mean, kind of like how I feel about the Brits.
The Brits.
The Brits.
Limeys out there calling each other mate. Get out of here. But go back across the pond, bro. Fish and chips.
Cup of tea.
Yeah.
No Brit is watching this anyway, so we're good.
No, I have close friends who are complete limey scum, but I love them.
That's hilarious.
You guys know what limeys are?
No.
So limey's a term created by Americans for Brits because in World War II they drink drink like limes and lemons straight up to stave off. What's it called when you don't get enough?
Vitamin C?
Yeah, when you have vitamin C deficiency, you get scurvy.
Okay.
And so they'd
Scurvies,
supplement with lime, and so they'd smell like lime, and they came up with the name lime.
So they call them Limonese. The Americans called the Brits that.
Yeah, like limey, like you're
Limey.
Limey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's
did
a
you know
great
that?
fact.
Yeah, did you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It's
interesting.
not racist at that point. You're just saying the fact. You're like,
You
hey,
can't.
it tastes like lime.
You can't be racist towards Brits.
Yeah.
They're the racist
Actually,
ones.
yeah, it's true, right?
You cannot be racist against Brits. They're like literally, they were the ones that kind of
Most
started
colonies of every
everything.
country. Yeah,
They're the
that's
ones that
true.
started everything. So.
They still have a queen, bro.
king
still
now,
have
king,
qualities.
king
That's
now.
true. Yeah.
It's a king now.
So,
Oh,
okay, so we have kids, and we're really trying to not be racist, obviously, around them.
I'm not racist.
No. Okay, Tony. But it was funny because my daughter said something the other day, and she didn't finish it. I was like, what do you mean, we? And my wife looks at it and is like, what are you doing? I was like, I just want to see where she's going to go with this. Like, just testing her. What are you saying, we people?
What do you
know, it's
mean?
Like, what do you mean?
What did she mean?
I don't know. It was just something stupid. But I was just like, but she looks at me like, okay, this is going to get racial. And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a sense of humor. Like we talked about, comedians get like,
We're comedians.
They get burned.
We're comedians.
We're not comedians, but we're not comedians.
How many kids do you have?
Oh, you're not.
Too. But I like how we started the show where Tony's like, no racist stuff.
Yeah, then we dive into religion.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, have 2 kids. So my daughter's 12, so she's at that age where I'm trying to be the comedian for her, and I want her to.
shit,
I want her
that
to
sucks.
grow up with a sense of humor.
That sucks.
I want her to be like, obviously not racist. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't want her to be racist, but I also want her to have a sense of humor about the things that go on. So when I say that, I want her to open her eyes and be like, oh, that's funny. And my wife's on the other hand is like, no, don't say that stuff. Like, I don't know.
So you'd like say racist jokes or
No,
what?
I don't say racist jokes. I'm not straight up saying like
He's not like you. Now.
terminology. I'm not saying.
I don't know. I
What
don't.
I
I
grew
don't
up
even
on.
know a racist joke, bro. I don't even know a single one.
Me neither.
I really don't.
But you could,
neither, for
racial term.
For
different people, different cultures.
I'm in America. This is the most racist country.
Don't act like it's just America.
No, Mexico, they discriminate by social status.
Yeah. So does
it-
a lot of countries like India,
Yeah.
Mexico.
It's
So
more-
does every country in the history of
Yeah.
the world that
Exactly.
there's ever been,
Yeah.
bro. You go
Yeah.
anywhere.
America is also the most inclusive country as well, because it has the land of immigrants. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
number 1.
Yeah, everybody's here. That's true. Yeah. All right. Minute of silence.
Yeah,
just
we're
for-
silence
Other
for
people-
racism.
Minute of silence for all the people
Yeah.
that we just offended.
Yes, moment of silence.
Yeah, no, let's because we're past the 5-minute mark. You guys know that you can't talk about unauthorized things for the first 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes of a show, right? Because they have AI bots that scroll through every show, and they will literally
yeah, there
they'll
you go.
hit you with a tag, like a COVID tag. Me just saying COVID in here might get you tagged.
No shit.
Yes, bro. And so you have to wait 5-10 minutes before you crack open things that you're not allowed to talk
Yeah,
about.
guys.
Oh,
so
so they-
this is why we
Politics and religion.
brought them in here, just because.
Wait,
what we're
so
gonna
they
start right now.
scan.
They have AI, it scans, they'll tag you or they'll take you down.
So what do you
Spotify
have to
or
talk
Instagram?
about for the first 5 minutes of any show? So they opens up the show.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Whatever.
want. You can just
Jokes.
jokes, whatever you guys need to
And
talk
then
about.
once you pass that 5
He's
minutes,
like, what are you guys?
what, yeah, what are you saying, you guys over here?
I came here to talk about.
Well, I just figure I'm not a standing figure within the show. So it's
Yeah,
You
no,
are-
Don't, I'm
you
not either.
guys.
Yeah, you. Yeah. Hey, wait.
Yeah.
What?
You have the
Yeah,
spotlight,
you
bro.
guys over there.
so yeah, and I learned this is all a recent phenomenon, and it came about from COVID because they had to handle misinformation or whatever, and so when they
I like misinformation.
I like this. I like this. Let's go.
yeah, let's go. So when did you guys realize COVID was bullshit?
Probably maybe. I think when they first
COVID is bullshit?
when they first
just got my
announced it,
booster.
remember when they were like, "Oh, it's only going to be 2 weeks."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was like 2 weeks, and then it went by, and then like it's going to be longer, and then they were like a month later it's going to be, and then I was like, "This is a scam."
I knew. I knew someone in the healthcare industry, and after 2 weeks, he was like, "This is going to be at least a year and a half." Like he knew
Oh, he was right.
writing on the wall that
Yeah.
So
it was going to happen.
So I got my license in physical therapy in January of 2020, and I was like, the next day I'm gonna find a job. I'm gonna be set. Life's gonna be perfect. And then COVID happened in March, and then no jobs, and then I was working at a hospital part-time PRN, so like it was only like 2 days a week, and that's all they had, and like. I learned, like, I was talking to other people, like nurses and everyone, and they were like I learned, like firsthand, like the government was definitely giving money to each and every hospital for how many COVID patients they had.
Mm-hmm. They financially incentivized
It was a
it.
capitalized hospital, yeah.
Wow.
So I freaked out when they first started talking about COVID, but not in America. I was on like the deep internet looking at these GIFs of Chinese people getting rounded up and thrown into trucks and like dead people on the street.
So you find out before like anybody
I was
else?
like, oh shit, this is real. And so I stocked up on hard goods, supplies. I was ready for the shit. And then they locked down Italy. And I'm like, okay, like what's going on? I need to see what's going on. And I look into Italy's statistics, and it turns out 99% of the people that died it was literally like 97% of the people that died were over the average age of death in Italy. So the average age of death is 79. The average age of death for COVID in Italy was like 82. You can't find the study anymore.
So they're like COVID related.
They had the three or more comorbidities. Most people were sick. And so before the lockdown came here, I was like, oh, this is fake.
wow.
And I was just like, okay. And so I was done with it. And I used to have a lot of fun online with that because I was like the only one that was saying that. And then it created like this whole culture of like COVID deniers and stuff. And I didn't want to be associated with that. I was like, no, like that's not who I want to be. Like I like being on the edge, right? And so when like no one else is doing it, like, okay, I'm down to do it. But once everyone else comes on, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Don't put me in that. Don't put me in that group.
Those losers, bro. But
I started, but don't put me with them.
I was the founder, but
they would go. Instagram would go back and like give me notices on stories that I had posted from like years ago out of my memories, and so I had to go back. This was last summer. I had to go back and delete all my old stories where I was like talking out of the archives of my Instagram, so I wouldn't get like pegged down all the time.
Jeez.
Wow.
that's crazy.
So what did you do during the lockdown then?
So first, I gave them their 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, you can have your 2 weeks. Like, I'll play. And in that 2 weeks, I was just like studying COVID. Like, where's this coming from? Who's this? What's going on here and there? And I was like, okay, and just like solidifying my opinion and making sure that it was, and making sure that I was right and not worrying about it. And then I figured out later that I had already had it the December before, but that's neither here nor there.
Me too. Just letting you know.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, but
Do you know on like Lysol bottles, it already had COVID on there?
Yeah.
Like COVID's been around for so long.
yeah.
Like they already knew that it was out there.
And so,
Wow.
like when I like this broke open a whole world to me of that we've been lied to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like before COVID, most of us, obviously there's corruption and lies within our government, but I felt like for the most part, most of it was true, what they would tell us. And then after COVID, I was like, everything's a lie.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
They lied to us about everything.
Created these trust within
It kind
the
of,
government. Yeah.
because I'll admit, like, I've never been a conspiracy theorist. I've always been like, like you guys.
You've been
need
a
to-"
scientist.
Like, yeah, I'm a scientist. Like, of
Yeah.
course we went to the moon and all this stuff. But then COVID, I was like,
yeah. You saw the potential, right? Like you saw
I kind of saw
dark
the
side.
ability for them to lie.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we both were like in science, so I kind of was like, okay, the science says this, so I kind of believe what the science says. But then after COVID, I was just like, fuck, I don't trust this.
I don't know. I had some friends that went to the hospital for 30 days.
Yeah,
at
me
my
too.
age.
Me too.
So I know they were sick. Like,
Yeah.
especially my one friend.
No, and we're not trying to say that
Did
people.
they put him on a ventilator?
They didn't.
Okay.
And thank God, because my wife was talking to a doctor that's kind of related to us now through marriage, and she was like, "Whatever you do, tell his wife not to put him on a ventilator. Don't put him on a ventilator. It's the worst thing you could do."
They'd induce a coma by shooting him up with Xanax to induce a coma, and then take away their natural ability to breathe. Like, of course, dude, yes, you killed
You
them.
killed him.
Because once you're on the ventilator, your lungs give out because you get used to the machine doing it for you.
Yes, and you're expanding. Whether you come off the ventilator or not, you're expanding like what's inside your body because
Yeah.
it's breathing for you. So you're gonna have problems even coming off that ventilator.
Damn.
Heart problems, just your organs are just fucking stretched out. Like it's not.
And so that's what like cracked it open for me to go full blown like schizophrenic in like my research and like actually start considering these super crazy conspiracy theories and so forth. It's like, they're lying about that. Like what else?
What
are they lying
else?
about? And what it came about the other day, because I was with a friend, and this friend was a bit irate about politics, a right leaning person, and I was trying to bring him back to reality. Like, hey, dude, it's all fucking fake. Like everything that they put up on the TV is to elicit a response from you and divide you from everybody else to keep you from, coming together and realizing
Both sides, huh? Like,
Right.
Like
Yeah.
both Fox, CNN, both.
both fake.
Yeah, both
Both,
fake.
everybody that's on TV, actor, paid, fake, agenda,
Not true.
and they're all doing it to keep you divided, keep this narrative going because you relate to either side. And even knowing this, I can go into my mind and relate to either side of it.
Yeah.
I could be like, okay, like I grew up in a conservative household, so I can go in and become like a Republican in my mind. But I have to like step back and be like, oh, wait a second, that's my conditioning. All that shit's fake, and everybody's an individual, all created by the same person with the same love in mind. And that's why they do that, is because when you have all these hoaxes and all these things separating individuals, it separates us from a creator. And you can't, if I looked at every stranger and saw an image of God in them, if I looked at them as a brother and God in everybody, I could not dislike them.
Right.
I'd have a deep spiritual connection with them
Smart.
straight off the bat.
good.
Yeah.
And you can't control people and get them to fight against each other if that's how they view each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it brings me to like, Jack Johnson. I don't know if you guys listen to his music, but like one of the things was that you talk about fake news. It's like he has one of his songs that say, reading a reporter reading the news without shedding a tear is one of his lyrics is true.
Mm-hmm.
How can you talk about kids being killed and not shed a tear? It's actors.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against, I don't want to, but it is.
It's all an act, bro. And,
Right.
and it comes down to what they call, I always chop up the word, but it's called a Helginian dialect
Yeah.
or something. What it is they roll out two options, and both options, you can only pick one of the two, but they all lead to the same place. So that's how they
Pick your poison.
Yes, that's how they control you, is by keeping you within the options. Now, if you take either option, they own your ass. Here's the thing: you don't have to take any of the options.
Yeah.
You don't have to you don't have to pay interest unless you take the loan.
So it's no red or blue pill.
Right?
You don't take those pills.
There's no pill.
Yeah.
There's no pill.
There's
Yeah.
no pill.
Don't take either.
Don't take either. Neo, fucking don't take a pill. Slap it out of his hand and walk away.
By the way, you guys are symmetrical right now. Like you guys been sitting the same way.
Well, I feel like
You guys are too.
yeah. I mean, of course. Yeah.
I feel like whoever it's just like drinking. Like if he picks up his drink, I drink.
Yeah,
If
that-
he's
yeah.
sitting this
That-
way, I sit this way. It's just
That's a legitimate thing. They teach us that in sales. Like people in a crowd will mirror and match each other.
They want to feel comfortable.
But
When they're- when
wouldn't
they are
you and me be mirroring each other? And
no,
them
because
too?
because he's speaking right now.
Uh-huh.
So my attention is towards him. How he feels comfortable. He's very comfortable talking. So I feel comfortable making
So
this.
I mean, he's speaking. Why? I just did this on purpose, but it's not.
I know
doing
you
that.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you guys are in rapport over there.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah.
I pointed that out.
Yeah.
And it's really funny in sales. They teach you to like mirror and mimic people and how they're sitting. and
Are you
how
saying
they
the
act.
white people, by the way, or sitting?
I never say white people.
It's okay.
I never say white people.
they teach you to mirror and mimic. I think it's a load of shit, but what it does is it gets you to focus in on somebody.
Yeah.
Really?
It takes your mind off yourself and puts it on who you're working with.
There's this book. It's called like Never Split the Difference. I'm sure you've
Yeah.
heard of it.
I've never read it.
Sales?
I've
No?
heard of
I
it.
heard. Yeah.
I didn't read it either, but I know one of the main.
There's a
I
book,
know one
but
of the-
I didn't read it. I know the cover and I know the footnotes, but I haven't read it.
Exactly. Yeah, I read the footnotes, but they talk about mirroring, and they
Yeah.
talk about exactly like in order to get someone to feel comfortable, you kind of like try to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think it's a load of shit, dude.
You don't mirror anybody?
You know,
Now you're going to cross your legs because I'm crossing my legs.
No,
Cool.
I don't intentionally mirror people, but I listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in sales, like everyone's thinking about what to say next, and that's where, you know, if I have to focus on somebody's breathing and match their rate of breath,
Yeah. Their energy.
then I'm actually, for once in my life, paying attention to someone other than my own thoughts.
Yeah.
So you just try to listen exactly to what they're saying.
Yeah, because if you start like
Trying to copy, it's like,
it's inauthentic.
yeah, they can kind of tell. They're like, oh, he just did the same thing that I'm doing. Like, that's
Why are you copying me, bro?
Most people don't realize, but I was in a seminar one time. And they're like, now if they have an accent, try and match their accent.
What?
No, seriously. Like,
Match my accent.
no, if you talk enough,
I dare
will-
you. Match my accent.
Match my
Every
accent.
single phone
Match
call
my
that we
accent.
call. Oh my gosh, dude! This guy. He
Every
thought-
single one. Every single one.
Every single phone call. He
It's
thinks it's so
tradition.
funny because they have
It's
an Italian
tradition.
name. He goes, Gianmarco, and they go, Antonio, Hernandez, Toro.
Yeah, every single. Hey, you know where I got this from? Family Guy. One time he puts a mustache and he walks into Italian, like a market. He's with Brian, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, Brian speaks to the guy and he speaks Italian. And then Peter is like, oh, I got this. Hey, pepe pape. It's like, Peter, you're not even speaking Italian. Hey, pepe pape. So I do this to the same guy.
So I tried it. I
you
tried
tried
matching someone's accent. And
Wait, what accent?
I think it was like a Filipino husband.
Wait. Okay.
Something else.
That's hard.
That's
Dude.
tough.
That's
Okay,
I thought
dude.
maybe like a.
By the end of it,
Will
they
you
go, so are you Russian?
the furthest away you could be.
They're looking at you and you're like trying to
You're
make
like
sense.
literally on the opposite side.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bullshit. More lies to sell books.
Like, try to do my accent.
I can't do your accent, but if we talked
You,
up,
try,
no.
you make fun of me all the time. What do you mean?
But listen. So the guest we were talking to over there, and you know he was Hispanic as well.
Yeah.
And he would be like, "Oh yeah," you know, like you kind of,
Yeah.
you kind of
You
get
know
into
the accent,
his,
yeah.
yeah.
I can
and
hear
same
it.
with black people. I'll do the same thing if I'm around them long
Yeah.
enough. If they not,
get-
it's not their not an accent, but the way
The
they
mannerisms.
speak,
The
the mannerisms.
Yeah.
You pick it up.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, and there was this like I was around, you know, just other bros and like volleyball players and shit, and they would. I remember this one guy just had this mannerism. I mimicked it for so long, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like it actually hit my head. Like I fucking look like this guy. Why am I doing that?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Around volleyball players and
I
other
know.
bros.
Shit, bros. Dude, that was the whitest thing. Hey,
I've
what
never
are you
met a
guys? What are you guys talking about, white guys over here?
volleyball
No,
player.
it was-
You
it
don't
was-
get the bro title at volleyball, dude. Bro is an earned title.
Sorry, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. You're appropriating my bro culture.
I know. I'm sorry. I coach volleyball, so like it's the only sport. It's the only sport I go. It's the only sport. Hey, we were just talking about basketball. He's like, what are we in the second quarter? No, dude.
Wow.
You know, it was sports.
College
It's
basketball.
the only sports I know. So
Well,
I was just like,
Sorry. I was just a little bit offended.
I know, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude. So, okay, so what's one of the biggest conspiracy theories
So
that you
that's
have?
something I love conspiracy theories, and something I really like to do is lay them out to people and not tell them what I think about them, because I found that most people don't understand why they think it's why they don't know that it's a conspiracy theory, or do know that it's a conspiracy theory, if they think it's real or if it's not. So I love, like, the moon landing is a great one,
Okay.
right? Like,
Elaborate.
do you guys
How old were you?
think the moon
You weren't
landing
born.
when it happened?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like
no.
1969,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Before me.
He was like 60
None of
years
us,
old.
yeah.
Do you guys think that men landed on the moon and drove a buggy and played golf?
Well, now that I'm talking to you,
Well, I've already talked to you about it, but
now that I'm talking to you, I don't.
You
I
do?
do, yeah.
Okay. So, have you
Okay.
seen the ship that they took off? Have you seen that iconic clip where it's like taking off from the moon?
Yeah.
Who filmed that?
I don't know.
And they live streamed that back 250,000 miles in 1969 to people's TVs. But mind you, this was after they had a cell phone call from the moon to Richard Nixon's landline. So they called Richard Nixon from the crystal clear, little delay. They worked in a little delay. Crystal clear, not a blip, came through clear as day from the moon to Richard Nixon's landline. One big step for man,
Yeah.
bigger step for mankind.
Okay, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but just to go back to that, there's another theory that says the U.S. government is 10 years ahead of the regular technology that we use. So technically, this is what I have heard. Right now, they have 10 years above us that is not released to the public.
2033, like in their technology in the FBI and the CIA.
Like the technology.
So they're already using like holograms and.
I bet it's
swiping
further. I bet it's further.
You think it's
Just
further?
because if you just go into cell phones, for example, the distribution channels can't keep up with technology, and so they have to bring it out gradually so they don't burn the research money.
Okay.
So now we go back to what were we talking about there?
They're talking about the moon
landing.
and the Nixon phone call and
The perfect phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That. What if the government have like that?
But
technology?
you came from Palm Springs. You drove down Highway 10.
Yeah.
You ever talk on the cell phone down Highway 10 when you're going through the pass?
Oh, in Ritchie Canyon, Marina Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, and it sucks.
And you lose service every time.
Yeah.
he knows.
But
He knows
but,
that.
But in the we're in 2023.
but in 1969, they could have a perfect phone call.
Well, that's
from
the 10 where it turns
250
into 60 in Ritchie Canyon, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you get my
But
point.
you're talking from the moon.
Yeah.
You're talking about a little canyon. We're talking from a crater on the
calling
moon.
from the moon.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
up, bro?
I get what you're saying.
239,000
60
miles
years
away.
later, 60 years later,
Correct.
I'm having trouble with the phone call.
Through
off
a
the
canyon.
16 through a
Yeah.
canyon in Marina Valley.
To a person that's 2 hours away from you.
So in
Yeah.
in 2012, Obama made a beautiful proclamation. Said, "Guess what, guys? We're taking Artemis back to the moon."
Didn't happen.
Hasn't happened. It was supposed to happen last year, but they keep pushing it back.
Interesting. I've always wondered why we never went back or went to Mars.
And then-
you would have went the next
Well,
one.
they, apparently
I don't know.
2030, right? It's like when they're planning to go back.
Oh,
Planning.
No, definitely. I can't.
There'll be a lot of people dead by then that already heard this. So they're just waiting and they're like, oh, all right, we'll keep pushing it until.
NASA or SpaceX or
Well, 2030 was NASA and SpaceX 20 earlier than that.
Where'd that technology go to get us to the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
It's gone. And they say we lost it.
Okay.
When has technology ever worked backwards?
No.
Never.
Have you ever seen anything technically?
Let's go back.
Well, unless you go to
degrade?
the dark ages.
So was it just political reasons like Russia, US, you believe? Or
What's
Okay.
just to
like
win
why
the-
did they lie? Why would they lie?
Why would they lie?
Great question.
Right. Okay. Have you seen the Russian space agency's symbol? Like, you know how NASA has that little like A symbol?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russia has the same one. India has the same symbol.
Symbol.
China has a similar symbol. Why do all these different countries?
Bro,
have the
are you
same-
bringing the Illuminati here? Is that what you're saying? Right? Is that what you're saying?
Wait.
Hey, I
so-
don't want
Wait. Let me.
So that's a good point. Like, are all these fake actors in on it together on a world stage?
Could
I
be.
should give him the creeps, bro.
So let's think about this. Like the Earth, depending on how you look at it, is either 6,000 years old or billions of years old. So
Yeah.
there's generations upon generations before us that had time to amass wealth. What do you think they would do to? What do you think the actual royalty that you don't see would do to maintain
100%.
their
Yeah.
wealth?
Damn.
Yep.
And do you
Keep
think
it
they're gonna?
silent.
Do you think they're gonna fucking tell you about it?
No.
No, they're going to come in and say, "Oh, you know what? You're different from that guy. You're different from that guy. You guys need to fight each other." And you know what? We're going to charge interest on the loans that we give you to create the weapons of war and kill each other in mass
So you
destruction.
think they build nations and they're also taken down?
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like it's one group. Kinda.
I don't know. No. It's not.
Hey,
one
I just
group.
want to let you know I don't know this guy. I just met him on the
I just
street,
wanna know
so-
that
and, like my family, we're safe, right?
I just want to say that I've not related to this.
I'm Brad- Brad
like,
Johnson.
You're talking about
That's-
like, are you kind of getting at like the military industrial complex like that?
No, he's taking even
That's-
bigger than that.
No,
bro.
that's definitely part of it because that's a big moneymaker.
Yeah,
Right.
but you're talking big. He's talking even bigger than that. Like
Yeah.
he's talking more than countries, like bigger than countries,
bigger than countries.
bigger
Like,
than
Countries,
nations.
the
Yeah.
world. The
He's
globe.
talking like he's saying technically he's saying that there's a group of people that builds nations and they also
There's-
take them down.
groups of people.
Groups of
now.
people.
So people, yeah.
You can use World War II as an example when there was literally one bank that funded both sides of the war. Now, mind you, they've been funding war since Napoleon.
Right.
They've funded both sides of the war since Napoleon was fighting and taking interest off. And if for some reason they don't like you, then they can start funding somebody else. If you don't play their games, they can fund somebody else.
Wow. Bank of America, Wells Fargo.
Yeah, it's my money tied up in weapons.
Well, it was Silicon Valley, but
Oh,
Silicon Valley Bank, but
Adios.
they're out of the game now.
It was that. Nah.
yeah, I mean, if you're not going to play the rules, then it's like,
Yeah.
all right, you're done.
So
I'll find somebody that's going to buy it.
All right, so these groups.
These groups,
Yeah, so there's like the
families,
same families.
Yes.
So what about like the British royalty out there? Do you think that's like
You should look into some of the weird shit that's happened at the what's it called? The palace. I think it was like
Buckingham?
Buckingham.
So you're saying the richest in the whole world, they're
Control everything.
Yeah, he's saying it's like families that they rule the world. Like he's not saying
United
the names.
States, England, Saudi,
He's not saying
everyone in
names
the
of
world.
families. He's just
China,
saying group of
whatever.
families. Yeah.
Without exception. Every
Yeah.
every
The
place
money,
on the
yeah.
map.
So these families,
Uh-huh.
who are they? Like
Yeah,
what's
it's not.
no. Who are they? But like, is it like the
Okay.
same
no,
always?
No. So from what I understand is that it's like
I don't know if we want to publish this.
several.
No, we
like,
are, we
no,
are.
here's the thing. Is
Yeah,
I,
we are,
I, like
we are.
I don't know any of the names.
No,
Because
yeah.
you get far enough down to it, you like if you go down this little rabbit hole and start looking into it, the more irrelevant it becomes.
It's never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a distraction. I can
But-
think and worry about that stuff all the time, but I should
Right.
be taking care of my daughter and having fun with my boys.
Right.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
We
don't
can't,
think
you can't stop them, is the thing, was what you're
Is
saying.
that what? Yeah,
It's they're
Is that what you're saying?
unstoppable.
I can't.
No, you can't.
And yeah.
We, this podcast
None
is
of
not going to
us
stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they're just gonna think that we're just fucking nuts. and crazy.
Anybody. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, people do think you're nuts. Yeah.
which is, that's why I opened it with like these schizophrenic theories. Like,
Yeah.
Good
full
one.
blown schizo.
Yeah, exactly. Like we just like, oh, these guys are just
Yeah, they're just-
conspiracy theorists.
Yeah,
and
just
shit like
talking on the
that.
podcast.
Yeah,
you mean
to
that
me-
recovered drug addict.
Yeah, we opened it with
that
that.
guy did
Oh,
acid,
tell us
bro.
your theory. Just wait, is he really 7 years?
Well, guys, when I was in
when I was tripping on this.
I saw this alien. Oh, I had never been
Wait, do you
huge.
believe in aliens?
Here, wait.
I do
Before we go there, like,
Okay.
I had never been like a huge on conspiracy theories because I'm kind of like I need to see the facts a bit, and I know you're gonna tell me like, well, there's facts in there, but that's like tough, right? Because there's a lot of information there. But so what I'm trying to say is that I lost my train of thought.
I think you're saying you try to be objective.
I try to be objective.
But as you've gotten older and seen some of the things in the government, you've kind
Yeah.
of like, oh wow, there's a lot
Yeah.
of lies going on.
That and I also like the story about it behind it. When they tell the stories, I'm
It
like,
is.
oh, what? Just tell me more. So, what do you think? Is there families? Like, I like the story behind
It's
it.
extremely interesting.
Yeah.
And I preface this with, I don't necessarily believe it, but I understand what they're saying.
Okay.
And here's
Okay,
something else.
yeah.
Here's something because it's a very entertaining story.
Yeah.
Like, think about this. There's pyramids all over the world, and nobody can explain them.
Oh yeah. Not
The
like
Incans, the
not even
Egypt,
not even with
they're
the
in China.
technology that we have today. We can barely make the pyramids from Egypt
We couldn't.
Yeah.
as precise as they are.
We couldn't.
Yeah. So that's like what
There's a theory, I forget the name of it, but it's like that there was a catastrophic event that reset everything. And
Mud
then-
flood.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's,
The mud
that's how
flood.
we after the pyramids and in Egypt or Maya.
Yeah, but there's this theory as well that says like there's an ancient civilization that kind of like I don't know disappear or something, and they were like the old maps they were showing that they show on Antarctica, and then like the modern maps from the 1800s, 1900s after it was discovered they started showing it, but when you check older maps, they already have it on the map Antarctica, like they already have that nation there.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's another theory right there. I don't know.
Are you going flat earther on me, bro?
No,
Oh,
I'm not.
shit.
I'm not going to flatter. Yeah.
Yes.
That's something. Another topic. Yeah.
I
Do you
I'm
believe
not,
that?
I'm not a flat earther, no.
Not me
No.
neither. Yeah.
But
But, however,
However,
none of you know that it's a globe. You do not know that.
Pictures.
No.
Well, we don't
No.
know. No.
Pictures from
You're
who?
told.
We just
told it's
just
a
what we
globe.
told, and
The almighty Google.
From NASA. They come from NASA. The founder of NASA last name was von Braun. He was a Nazi scientist brought over on Operation Paperclip. And on his tombstone is a Bible verse. The reference is a Bible verse that actually specifically mentions a firmament, which is a glass dome separating the earth from the waters from the waters. So he mentions that on his. So this Nazi scientist who started NASA has on his tombstone that it's a flat Earth. So if you have to look at how they create the pictures of what they call the blue marble. There's actually an interview on NASA's website about how it's not a picture. The guy takes data satellites and composites it into an image and creates what seems to be an Earth. Do any of you know at what speed the Earth rotates at?
I used to know that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I used to know that.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I did.
Do you know at which, so spinning like this, do you know at
Right.
which speed it rotates around the sun?
What is it?
Flat earthers know this, but we don't.
Okay, what is it?
1,000 miles per hour, rotates at 1,000 miles per hour, spins around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour. But every night you look up and the stars look the same. The sky is a perfect clock.
Yeah.
You see the sun, you can tell what time of day it is.
Right.
The moon tells you what time of month it is. The stars tell you what time of year it is. It's a perfect clock. But apparently we're spinning at 1,000 miles
Yeah,
per
that's-
hour.
yeah.
Shouldn't it just be like
When clouds are moving at 30 miles per hour, and you can see them move.
Well, and not saying that you're wrong, but to defend this is when Einstein's relativity theory comes to play. So if you travel at speed of light on an object, if you're inside that object, you don't see
look?
the world.
I'm not a flat earther. I'm just telling you what these
Yeah, yeah.
guys say.
What they say,
I
yeah.
think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
They're so I don't like hold on to stuff, but I'll run through it. I run through it and then I draw my conclusion. And I forget what the fact was that led me to believe that we're not on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
Because it's not that important, but I don't believe that we're on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
But the theory of relativity is always a good one.
Yeah, because
Because
like
it's
when you go in a
bullshit.
car, you think it's a bullshit from Einstein.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why?
Things aren't relative. Things are objective, not subjective.
What do you think that? Because I know you're huge. on
I
that.
agree with you, but I think what the theory of relativity is like, from what I understand, it's like that space is like kind of like a blanket thing, and all the planets are like pushing down, and
With
that's like
gravity.
a black gravity, and that explains gravity, and like a black hole, like those
Yeah.
they're falling down.
And also
And
like
I think relativity, I think you're talking about a car. Like if you're in a car, for example, and you're, if you're going really fast and you see another car going fast, you guys are both not moving at all. But then if you're stopped and that car's going 80, then that car's going
like
fast.
if you
Well,
outside,
I think both of you are going 80.
both of you are going 80,
yeah,
both of you are going 80.
But you guys
but if,
see-
but if
you
you're
guys
like,
don't
you know,
move.
me and Levi are moving at the same distance, like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Levi's not moving.
But if you're on the sidewalk, you
if
see
you're on
them.
the sidewalk,
see them
it's like
going.
two cars.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I agree with you. There's objective truth, yes,
Yeah.
but I think like things are true from your perspective, and I think that's. Have you guys ever seen the movie Vantage Point?
No.
That's
it's
a really good one. It's like
It's the one with the bombings, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like
What's it called again?
Vantage
It's
Point.
really good.
It's really good, dude. It's
Really
like
good.
so. This bombing happens,
Uh-huh.
and there's different windows that people see it from. Everybody sees a different story, and it's all true.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's check that out. That
It's
sounds
complicated.
It's really
it's
good.
complicated.
It's
And
complicated.
it's kind of
You have
like
to be-
it's kind
yeah.
of like the truth. Like
Yeah.
the truth is complicated. Like
Yeah.
not that you're a liar or bullshitter
No,
or
yeah.
it's like oh well that was true from his perspective. But you have
Yeah.
to think about language.
It
Like,
was
you're
the Secret
talking to-
Service, right? He was
Yeah.
trying to stop this bombing, and what he
Yeah,
saw,
what he
compared to
was saw, and then what other guy. It was different, but it
Yeah.
was both were true. Yeah,
right?
But anyway,
So
Yeah.
you mentioned something about the solar or the universe being like a blanket with
Yeah, that's
Gravity
pretty.
pulling it down.
Yeah,
well, that's
I don't-
been disproven a little bit in the recent days because now we have quantum theory, but
yeah.
theory. We have quantum theory, right?
Quantum theory, yeah.
What's the
I don't know.
keyword?
There was like
Excuse my
Einstein
accent.
relativity, and then it went to quantum theory.
yeah,
and,
so they're kind of conflict each other a little bit, but
But none of it's observable.
yeah,
nothing.
No, it's not.
it's just theoretical.
It's like
Yeah.
they're trying to make sense of everything that we can't see, and
Right.
So once you stop into unobservable, are you talking scientists? Or is that science?
they run tests to kind of prove that. It's kind of tough to to make sure
You
it's
can't.
true.
You
Yeah.
can't recreate. You
Yeah.
can't recreate a ball in our atmosphere. You can't recreate a ball where water sticks to it when it spins at 1,000
Right.
miles per hour. So it's like, where have we observed that ever?
We haven't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
it's just
kinda
theories.
like
it's just
theories,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a fact. It's still theories. That's yeah. They haven't been proven yet.
How about those Chargers, though, huh, guys?
So the Lakers.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll beat my friends up with this shit because I just love to see them squirm.
Yeah.
And I'll like,
Well, because it's spoon fed the whole time.
Yeah.
What you
no, and I
what you've
agree with
learned
you
from
because
when-
all this information that we
Yeah.
get is from schools.
yeah,
right.
It's people
You're
telling
literally
us
just
that.
you're literally just repeating what you heard in the news.
Exactly.
Or
Or what you
or your
read.
teacher, what you read.
yeah,
or
what you
you've
read.
been told.
I have never ever fucking traveled at the speed of light. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be in the future if I travel at the speed of light.
that sounds ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
That you drive so fast that time stops or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never done it. I heard about it and read it.
Hey,
But-
how do you measure the speed of light?
Stopwatch.
It's another
I mean-
unobservable figure that we're given.
Yeah.
You can't measure it.
I kind of remember they did like use a mirror, didn't they? It's like with the light,
Hey,
it
bro,
reflects.
you just put enough mirrors together, and like at some point, it's gonna
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beyond my day grade.
because they don't. They just make that shit up.
Yeah.
Dude. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
They put on their little lab coats and they come out and say, "Be safe." And
I'm a doctor.
Speed
What's
of
the speed of
light.
light?
Yeah.
What's 8.9 times 10 to the whatever 10?
I don't remember.
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I used to know all that in
I don't know any
college.
of that stuff.
Yeah.
You went to college, Tony?
Yeah, wait, but they were not. I was just taking.
You're just cleaning classes.
No, I was just taking him. He didn't write.
classrooms.
You know, he was to take. I just took him to school and just walk around and just listen shit.
Yeah.
Outside the classroom.
No, Tony was. Yeah, he was really smart. He used to.
He was.
Yeah.
and then
Until I
look
started
at him
hanging
now.
out with this guy.
The quiet one in the corner. Oh yeah. Oh, well, whatever you say, Rob. Oh yeah. Oh, Tony, you make sense over there. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. No, Tony got recommended to be a tutor. He was really good at chemistry. That's how we met. We took chemistry together. So
Yeah.
And Matt also calculus. I was
Yeah.
to teach calculus.
Yeah.
But if I beat up one of my friends too much on one of these points, like it's funny. Like they go, "Have you seen that latest Netflix special?" I'm
Change
like,
the subject.
There's your programming.
Yeah.
You've
Yep.
been programmed, but it's okay. Like I've been programmed too. You know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have my
like,
programming.
okay, here's the thing. Do we really know what's going on? Do we really know?
Well,
Do you?
I mean,
I really don't know.
Unless you're out there doing stuff.
No, but how can you know?
That's-
Here,
Unless you're in it and you find someone that can break it, like you just don't know.
And do you ever
Exactly,
feel like
but
what's
like-
the point? Like we'll never figure it
Well,
out.
so here's a movie. When you guys were talking about this
What's
stuff,
the
no,
point?
seriously. So when you're talking about this stuff, and we're talking about
Yeah.
governments, and we're talking about
Yeah.
rich people and stuff, like Sicario.
Well,
I've been
you
watching
are.
Sicario lately,
You are talking to them.
and it's our government controlling the cartel. Like we want the drugs to come through.
The
I'm all-
DEA.
Yeah, it's like this shit's real. Like
Yeah.
fucking kill these people
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make the cartel.
But that's not a
Because,
secret,
Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not a secret, but to millions of people, it is a secret.
True.
it's true. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But-
to most
right?
people, that's like no.
No, that the government's not
Oh,
funding
the
drugs.
purists,
and
maybe the ones that are like, no, like America
There's
will never do that. But
millions of
America
people
will
that
do
believe
yeah.
that, Tony. So like,
There-
it's. I mean,
Yeah, I would honestly, I would say the majority of the U.S. is like, oh yeah, it's
Really?
yeah, they're
Bro, like,
oh,
you
Nobody
Yeah.
knows who Gary Webb is.
I don't know, Gary.
I don't know.
Gary
All right, you
Webb.
have 4 people though.
I'm like, oh, shit, I just want to pretend that I know.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Gary,
I know you.
Gary
Yeah.
Webb's the
Yeah.
reporter that uncovered the story that the feds were running cocaine into black neighborhoods and using that money to fund wars to topple governments in South America. Ultimately committed suicide in a home in Sacramento by shooting himself twice in the back of the head.
That sounds about right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he blew the whole cover on it. Now, fun fact, when this
I like the
wa-
way
Yeah.
he says it.
He blew the whole. Yeah, he clearly didn't kill himself.
yeah. When all this was happening, guess who was championing putting people in prison for extended periods of time for
Ronald
having
Reagan.
crack cocaine?
Ronald
Crack
Reagan.
cocaine.
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, buddy, it's our Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
He's literally up there saying we need to put these people in prison, and so that's
Okay,
that's
excuse me,
why the crack
who's Uncle Joe?
epidemic. Oh, Joe Biden.
Ah, okay. Okay.
That's why the crack epidemic destroyed the black community.
Was that in the 80s or when?
Yeah, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like
Yeah.
if you had a sack of coke, you might get a
Right.
year.
That's well
If
well
you-
documented that like black communities had crack cocaine more prison time versus
Max used to
Yes.
say, talk
coke,
about
white
this.
coke.
And
protein.
guess who championed that policy?
Ronald Reagan.
Uncle Joe.
You know why I say
We'll
keep
keep
Ronald
guessing.
Reagan?
Yeah, you keep guessing.
No,
Right,
because
both sides
Max,
together.
a good friend of us, Max Bergstrom, he
Yeah.
told, you know Max, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He used to be. He worked here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he told me about that. He was like, he also believes like he listens to a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And he told me that like, oh yeah, Ronald Reagan like flooded African American neighborhoods with crack and all those.
Yeah,
stuff.
he was the president at the
At the
time.
time,
But
yeah,
he
yeah,
was
80s.
so, and he probably was pushing behind the legislator too
Yeah.
because
Well, he
So he
started
was
like
the
war on
president at the
drugs.
time, but the legislation was started with Joe Biden.
he was on the Senate floor championing it.
It was bipartisan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, bipartisan. Yeah, I like that.
Bipartisan, yeah.
We're bipartisan going to create this private prison industrial complex and make these 10 dudes so fucking rich that they can buy half the world.
Yeah.
Well, we'll both do that, and you're going to pay for it, and you're going to vote for it, and you're going to be like, yeah, like we're making progress, but really,
Wow.
you're doing evil.
It's an evil world.
It's corruption everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
Well, there's good too.
Well, we
There
try to
is.
be good.
We want it to be, but
I
we
mean-
like-
Want it to
I
be.
feel
But-
like at the end of the day, like it's a piece of trash.
Yeah. Hey, listen. At the
yourself,
end of
buddy.
the day, you gotta
Speak for
you gotta
yourself.
look at yourself, and it's
Why do
what
you
you
point at
can
him?
create. No, because I'm saying like you can look at yourself again. I'm saying it because it's 7. Listen, because you're 7 years sober,
Yeah.
and you found that thing that makes you want to live. Be
Drunk?
a good and
Are you
be a
drunk
good
right now?
person. 100% I'm drunk.
I can tell.
My eyes are fucking red. But yes, you find. I mean, we try to be good.
I'm not a good person.
You're a fucking good person.
Not a good person.
Don't lie to yourself.
Well, that's sort of it.
You weren't a good person.
I'm not a good person.
Hey,
I think there's humility in saying that you're not a good person because you're aware that you could be a bad person.
we all can be
Like
bad.
We
yeah,
can-
we all could be
my
bad.
mind,
Like,
if-
you
yeah.
push
Well, I
them-
mean,
if-
we go back
if
to
you push
religion
someone to,
we,
like-
of spirituality. We go back to that. If we go back to the Bible, we all sinners
I'm a sinner.
by nature.
I got a question.
I'm a
for you.
wretched sinner.
I got a question for you. So the shit that goes on in your head, I mean, we don't speak about most of the time, but I'm like, does my son think about that shit? Did I pass this on to him?
How old is
Most
your
like-
son?
Most
He's
likely.
6.
Most likely. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
You know the whole
I would hope that he does.
that he
Thinks about this stuff.
thinks about this stuff.
I
and
think
just-
we
'Cause it's
do,
free.
right?
Look, it's depressing as
But
fuck.
when you say you're not a good person,
Oh.
what do you mean by that?
I mean that I have I have character defects. I have shortcomings. I have
To who though?
wicked
you have
thoughts that
evil
come to my
thoughts?
mind.
Do you-
I have
bad
wicked thoughts. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that's the wicked thoughts I don't want my.
We all
You're
do
saying
have.
you're human, right?
That's
human.
that's a reflection of what's in my heart. And so
Yeah.
if that happens, then I know I'm not a good person.
But you won't let it happen.
By the grace of God, I haven't let it happen today.
Well, thank God.
Yeah. At one,
And
one
it's
day.
not my
Well,
doing.
well,
Yeah.
When I'm
So-
left to my own devices, I'm using dope.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Okay, so is there a switch in your head that can change that?
No,
are
it's
you
it's a
scared of that?
process.
Are you scared of that switch that could possibly?
Not at all.
Okay.
So what keeps you on the right track?
On the straight and narrow.
Yeah. That makes you a good person.
I'm not
Yeah.
a good person.
You are a fucking good person.
Wait,
If I can't believe that you're not
I
a
know,
good
you
person.
from
I know
being a
what
bad
he's saying.
person.
No,
I get what-
he's not. We all bad people trying to be good.
But we're all bad people in here. Is that what you're saying?
That's what he's saying.
In here, you're a bad person? No,
Everybody
I don't
is.
believe that.
I do believe that.
I
I
don't-
agree with you. If we all have wicked
believe that,
thoughts,
yeah.
we all have bad thoughts.
We have wicked thoughts.
They come from
They
the
come
heart.
From the heart.
They come from the
I
heart.
think you're defining a good person as what they do, and they're defining a good person as what they think.
No, we're not defining anybody. We're just saying that we have wicked thoughts and wicked emotions because we're humans. And if we
Yeah.
go back to spirituality, we all sinners and we all have bad thoughts.
Yeah.
Like we all.
I
we
know.
have
I know. Hey. No, I love that you're pointing at me because I'm
What?
telling you the truth.
Yeah.
So
There's a switch in my head. And when I told you I was going to call you the other day, there was a switch that I felt like I was uncontrollable. And I left the situation. From the grace of
Yeah.
God, I left the situation. And it took me like 2 days to get clear. And I cried because I was scared of that person.
It
scared me.
That you were coming.
That I know I could hit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It terrified me. And I told my wife this. I'm like, that was the scariest moment. Like that, if I don't know what happened to
You don't
where
tell your wife that, bro.
she knew. She came to me and I
You
was
tell your boys that.
and I
Yeah.
well I
Well,
was I
here's
was
the thing, man.
terrified
We all
because
have that.
Yeah, I just want
she
to let you know
knows.
something. I almost cracked off on you when we were fighting.
Nah,
Did you really?
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah,
I
no,
don't say that.
No,
You
I
always
wouldn't
that.
say that. No. She knew. She stopped me actually. Like it was that point where she grabbed me, and I'm glad she grabbed me and stopped me. But I also left at that situation, which I mean, she probably doesn't want me talking about this. But there's times where I saw red. Like it was a
That's
point
hard,
that
yeah.
there's that evil
I don't. Yeah.
that runs through your body that scares.
How
the
do you
fuck out of
control it? Because I feel
control
you
it because
100%.
at the point of looking back at it now, like I think it happened for a reason because now I'm just so chill.
You know,
like,
I think the people that are best at controlling that are the ones that have been exposed the most at it, and they know how to kind of dominate that.
Like they've hit the rock bottom on the other side. You're saying.
Like that, like him, he's been hitting rock bottom, but like also people that have been exposed to it a lot
yeah.
in their childhood and growing up, and then they learn how to manage that. Those are the people that you can say like they're good people because they know they're capable of doing evil, but they choose not to.
Well, it's funny because you say
Nobody's
that
a good
because
person.
I never saw that from my dad, but my mom never really stopped him. But
do you
she
mean?
would say his name, like when he got up in my face
okay.
and like the real pissed off like
Yeah.
dad thing, and back in the day, and my mom would say Leo.
Yeah.
And I
have
think that was his trigger. That was his trigger. When he heard his name, he stopped. But so I never saw the worst side of him, which to this day I'm like, holy fuck, what's the worst side of that? If she wasn't there.
Wonder who was the one on the side. Unlucky guy on the side. All right. Dude, I feel you. You know, my family's like hot headed.
Yeah. No, so it gets back to like I honestly I'm that person too, but I also believe that if I can be that good person to other people. So I don't believe you're a bad person because we all have those thoughts.
Well, yeah. I mean, like outwardly, I think you guys are all great people.
Yeah. But you're not looking for
saying, like-
something to kill me right now is the thing, right?
I think what you're saying is, because I get what both of you guys are saying.
Yeah.
But I think what you're saying is, we have the capability. Everyone has a capability of becoming like a wretched person. But is that true?
No, I think
No?
that everybody is wretched.
Everybody
in
is
that
wretched.
You have to fight your flesh to prevent yourself
Yes.
from doing these
I
things.
get you
You're
there.
already wretched.
Yeah. And the sooner you admit that, the better.
Okay.
So you look at technology these days, you look at like social media and stuff like that, and everybody's fake. Because what they put out there is just a facade of what
not
goes on.
everybody.
Yeah.
But most people.
Because
yeah.
there's couples out there you're like, fuck, I kind of want that relationship. Like, why is that not?
And then
don't
you realize, like, what a
oh, they're
lie.
divorced, and like, yeah, what a fucking lie. That whole 8 years of shit. That was
scam.
It was
Yeah.
the wretched inside
There's
them,
not-
dude. It
yeah.
was just okay.
Well, this is what I think. I think we are capable of doing evil things.
Yeah.
But we also are capable to doing great, good things. I do agree with him. We're sinners by nature.
Yeah.
And
of course.
if we let our nature control and dominate us, we will do evil, like
Yeah,
very
yeah.
bad evil. But also we have the opposite, and we are also capable to do the extreme on the other side. Yeah, so I do believe that, and as we grow older, we grow the ability to control that and make
Yeah.
decisions. But there are points and triggers sometimes that get us to that point to go red. I'm pretty sure that you used to go red more often when we were younger than now that when you're older.
100%.
Because that happened to me.
There's nobody on the world that can't go red, that doesn't have
Yeah.
the ability to go red.
Yeah.
Like nobody's that
I'm sorry, go red. Like, go off. the
seeing
charts.
red.
It's just
Like,
seeing
you're
red,
so
like-
mad you're seeing red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
uncontrollable.
It's the worst that you've been like that
Infuriated.
Yeah.
Infuriated. Like you like willingly want to hurt people. Like hurt them bad.
Well,
I mean, that's my definition.
I think we grow out of it, but we also have it inside of us because we have kids.
100%. I have
so
it.
like
I have
like
it.
my daughter,
Dude,
anybody
every day
touches my daughter,
sometimes.
like you know too. Like anybody touches my family,
Yeah.
like in my dad. It's funny. He says this for a long time because guns. I grew up in Arizona, so guns were really like thing to do. And he says, "You're moving to California. The gun laws are different. Like you have to be careful." And da 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 da. I'm all, if somebody comes to my house, I'm fucking shooting. I'm sorry. Like especially with MMA and all these. Look at this guy that's jacked right next to me here. Like if he comes to my house, I don't know. He'd take away my weapon, take my family. Like I'm not scared of going to prison at that point.
Snatch your gun, fool.
Yeah, don't snatch my gun. But you know what I'm saying? Like my dad's like worried about me going to.
Why you gotta be shooting him though?
I'm keeping it unracial here.
Wow.
But
It's statistically accurate.
But I'm saying my dad was so scared of me going to prison over something like that. I'm like, no.
Dude, you
I'm
know what my
protecting
dad's
family.
biggest fear was?
I'm protecting my family.
My
I'll
dad's,
go red.
My dad's biggest fear is that I ended up like him.
Yeah.
Because my dad was
Gangbanger.
He was red.
my dad was bad.
Yeah,
Like
all the time.
he was like, I'm talking like he went to prison for bad things.
Yeah.
And
But
we all
underneath
had
that, he was
potential.
still your father.
But
He was still, I
he
loved
loved
him.
you.
I loved
Right.
him.
And
he's
Yeah,
probably
I
a
don't
good
judge
guy.
him.
Complicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't judge him.
but I'm saying, so you're saying you're a bad person, but a bad person telling his biggest fear was there was good in him.
Yeah,
Like there's good out there.
there's good.
Yeah.
There's good.
Yeah,
Cannot be
but the-
evil without good. It cannot be good without evil.
The good isn't of me. The good comes from above.
Right.
Okay, that's good.
It's keeping you
That's good.
in line.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, because we go back to that we are naturally
Right.
sinners.
I'm a beast.
Evil.
I'm a beast in this physical realm.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm a fucking beast, bro. No, I'm kidding.
I'm a beast, bro.
I'm kidding.
You
But like-
are though.
like when
If I
say-
can follow this guy, he's a
when I
beast.
say beast, I mean like we have to eat, we have to survive. We're
Right.
Yeah.
in a competition for resources.
We are-
Like,
yeah.
we are animals.
Right.
We are, yeah.
So we're
violent.
Our nature's inclined to be like that.
Bro, look at just the pandemic, like getting just toilet paper. Like that's the glimpse of what, like if resources were gone, like
wanna know
just of what how crazy it would have been.
Oh, like how people were fighting over toilet paper.
100%.
Yeah.
That was toilet paper. Like think about like if
Dude, there
everything was
yeah,
gone.
There was like barricades.
You're
and
right. It would be
markets
mayhem.
You want to
Yeah.
know something really funny about that?
What?
Toilet paper doesn't come from overseas. So there was never, the only reason it went short is because there was a run on it.
Yeah.
It's too light to ship in a shipping container overseas, so it's all
Right.
manufactured locally.
Yeah.
But with the reason that ran out is because people just bought more than usual.
More than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't order enough this week.
They worry more about
We
shit
didn't make enough.
cleaning their butt than getting food.
Dude, the water was hey, water was still
Are
running.
making money.
Take a shit and go in your shower.
Duh, no, but
Usually-
how crazy is that? Like people were like, "Oh shit, I need to get a bunch of toilet paper to clean my ass," rather than I need to get like canned tuna or some shit,
Yeah.
like, some food to have in your.
Or like, don't you think it's funny
that
too?
hilarious?
Like yeah, like they were thinking about wiping their butt. And not
But
making
by the way,
money.
that only happened in the United States.
That's true.
That didn't happen in Mexico.
Mexico had enough toilet
So
paper.
next time I should go to Mexico for some toilet paper? Okay.
Next pandemic,
my
you should go to Mexico.
passport.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
gotta update my passport. Shit. But they weren't letting anybody over the border at that time, though.
You're white. You'll be fine.
I would have been quick.
Wave you right over.
Yeah. Come and go as you please.
Yeah. Well, this is love. It's like great conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of
you
fun,
can't
huh?
believe they were in an hour? How long have we been talking, Frank? Oh, he sounds tired.
Dude, Frank just wants to go drink some more.
We crushed it over 30 minutes over what we said.
Yeah,
we were doing.
Tony
Sorry,
was
Frank.
like, so we're keeping this to 45 minutes, guys.
Yeah, nah.
that what
This
he
is like
told
great.
you?
Yeah, at the beginning of the show, he's all, let's keep it at 45 minutes.
Hold on. Do you like what we've been talking about?
Nice. Frank wants to go
Yeah,
home.
you're being
Frank,
just. I just being
you
nice,
can
Frank.
say no, dog.
Yeah,
dude.
it's okay. You said that.
Frank, don't be a good person right now.
You sound
Fucking-
tired and
evil.
annoyed as
Yeah.
fuck, bro.
He's like, sweet. He's got-
Shut
You
the
don't have-
fuck up, Tony.
You don't have to be nice. Oh,
Frank doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to be dead tomorrow by the government.
Well, yeah, just so you know, I agree with none of these guys.
Again, Brad Johnson signing off.
I just want to say I'm the #1 patriot. I love our country more than anything.
America.
We need to support Ukraine. And
Do you guys ever watch the Hodge twins on YouTube?
No.
No, what's that?
They're like bodybuilder comedians, but they after
I
everything
usually
they
don't
say,
like to watch man working out.
Okay, after everything they say, they're like, shit is unlicensed, but it is professional.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, this shit is unlicensed, but it's professional. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much. I think let's cut it off. let's end this podcast because I'm pretty sure we can go all day talking about this. You know, there's a lot of conspiracy. We didn't even finish the moon landing shit.
Well, we need pictures and graphics and shit like that,
Yeah.
so we got to bring in
Part
some.
two.
Yeah,
Part two coming.
Look, dude, I'm not a fucking moon landing denier. I'm not on some crusade to prove everybody. You go.
You just like needing people to think about it, huh?
Right.
No, you know, you mentioned that the other day. You like to contradict people.
Yeah, well, I am a contrarian by nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything I do is opposite of what I should
Yeah.
be
So
doing.
if I'm telling you like the red pill is correct, you're just gonna go blue.
Yeah. Orange is not orange. It's
No, because if there's someone that says the blue pill, I'm like, oh, none of those pills. But if you want to like look at the crazy conspiracy theory shit, it's not on YouTube. It's all taken off there. It's on this website called BitChute, BITCHUTE.com.
So if you don't want to be on the flight list, like
Oh, if you
no
just
flight list, you just go ahead and Google
I want
that.
to be stuck in California
hey boys,
for the
Yeah.
next 10 years.
we had a nice little time together. Welcome to the list.
I know, thank you.
Oh wow.
You're on the
Sweet.
list
God
now.
damn.
I'll be driving a lot.
Yo no hablo inglés. Yo no entiendo nada.
Sí. No mames, fool.
America. Well, thank you guys for watching another episode with the boys. Kamehameha with the boys. Leave the comments down below. Ring that bell.
Ring the
You know,
bell.
check the comments. Tell us if you like this type of content. And go follow us on Instagram with the boys podcast. So this is my co-host, Gian LaChance, and we have to plug in your Instagram.
El Casado, I think.
I'm not
drunk,
plugging
remember?
my fucking
Yeah,
Instagram.
Wait, why did I say that? Let's cut that out.
Make that bigger.
I'm not plugging anything.
Yeah.
I have his address. All right, guys. Thank you. Signing out. Peace.